Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're gonna have ourselves a 1v1 on Kholodny Ferma. Our heroes today are going to be Once Over, playing as the Overcommando West, OKW, and his opponent is going to be Clan Tag, playing as the US, in the red. Let's talk about our players. Clan Tag. Not exactly sure I know who it is. I don't know if somebody changed his name, but I mean, he is ranked 11th for US, and that is kind of ridiculous. So, pretty good player right here. But Once Over, you've probably seen him. No scrub himself. He is currently ranked at the time of casting this, at least 12th for the Overcommando West. So 11 and 12 going head-to-head right now in the fields of Kholodny Ferma. So it should be a damn good game. So we see the Kubelwagen coming out immediately for Once Over, first unit build, and catching the rear echelon squad as it's capping up in the north, getting it suppressed as it is essentially an MG, because it gets the ability to suppress once it gets stationary. So forces away that squad. We do see that Clan Tag has gone for rifles, as you would normally expect. Rifles are very popular, very strong, and the standard, the staple, the backbone of the U.S. Army, so to speak. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Something caught in my throat. So the Kubelwagen being used very aggressively here by Once Over. Very nice. Catching, again, another squad out in the open, getting it suppressed and forcing it away. The only remaining squad on the field is currently capping down south, and we see a Storm Pioneer squad moving in this direction. It moves a little bit to the edge. Will probably be supported there by the Kubelwagen. The Kubelwagen covering its rear a little bit as it moves down, then going to be moving down further, and that should go out. While the engagement goes on, the Kubelwagen backs off, sets itself up to get the suppression ability. It takes a while to kick in, and the Kubelwagen needs to be stationary to get the suppressive ability. It does have the ability to fire on the move, however, so it doesn't mean it is useless on the move. It just doesn't have the ability to suppress. You can see that little icon pop on top. Once Over has selected his Doctrine right off the bat, and that is the Breakthrough Doctrine. Will give him access to those Storm Officers and the Panzer Fusiliers. And then, obviously, at the end, it gives him the ability to get the Tiger. So we'll see what ends up happening during the game. Also, as far as tech goes, he is currently building himself the Mechanized Regiment headquarters. Building it out in the open, or, well, out a little bit forward in front of his base. Not currently covered. It is a risky maneuver to do, but it does provide you some benefits out on the field. Not sure about the Mechanized Regiment headquarters, but, well, we'll see. Anyways, Kubelwagen down south got repaired a little bit by the Storm Pioneers. Storm Pioneers now leading the engagement there as the Kubelwagen sets up behind it to support. Suppressive fire going off from the Kubelwagen, getting one of the rifle squads, forcing it away. The second squad still on the field. The Storm Pioneers have taken quite a bit of damage. The Kubelwagen moving in a different angle to support. Ooh, Storm Pioneer squad down to one man. Can it make it out? It does. Very lucky. But there he goes. And the rifle squad does end up getting suppressed by the Kubelwagen, and the Kubelwagen ends the engagement there in the favor of Once Over. So that Kubelwagen only has 3 kills to its name, but it is about to get Veterancy 1 considering the amount of damage that it does, and it gets Kubelwagen gets detection, revealing nearby infantry units on the mini-maps. You can see it right there, which is pretty awesome for it to have. Volksgrenadiers also on the field for Once Over. He also calls himself that officer. I don't think I've seen the officer in play. I mean, I see the Fusiliers a lot, but nobody goes for the officer. The Storm Officer. This officer and his squad inspire nearby Overcommando units to fight harder and has a number of abilities to weaken enemy units. If the Storm Officer is killed, nearby units will retreat. Ooh, that is interesting. So, a very powerful unit that buffs nearby allies, but if it dies, everybody retreats, everybody runs. Kubelwagen trying to stop the onslaught. We have the Volksgrenadiers duking it out pretty close range there with the rifle squads. The rifle squad's too strong to be stopped by only one Volksgrenadier squad. The officer moves in. The officer also has the ability to target them. It says units will focus their fire on a specified target. Shooting to kill. Enemy units affected by this ability are easier to hit, but knowing they are fighting for their lives, they will fight more ferociously. Oh, interesting. So it's a debuff as far as like essentially you lower their defense, but they increase their their DPS, something like that. Not sure exactly what the values are on that, but it's an interesting ability, You mark them, they take more damage, but they also deal more damage, so that's kind of cool. And force retreat, a combination of fear and fire, forces an enemy unit to fall back. The sight of their comrades being forced back inspires other nearby enemy units to fight harder. Oh, so again, so you can get rid of a squad, retreat it, force it to retreat, but the other squads around it, if there are any squads around it, will get a buff. So interesting, very interesting abilities. Those are nice. I like that. Bit of a trade-off there. So a powerful ability with a drawback that you have to keep in mind. So very nice. Back at base, we see that a lieutenant has been acquired for Clan Tech. We actually don't see that base because it's out here. There you go. So lieutenant on the field. That means tier 1, and I would assume we're probably going to be seeing the flak half-track. I mean, you do have other things in tier 1, also, 50 cal machine gun and such. But, I mean, flak half-track is one of those things that go awesome. We also see an ambulance on the field not being used too aggressively right now. Just being used at the base to heal up. Units are pulling out right now. Suppressive fire going down, getting one of the rifle squads caught. The other 2 rifle squads are sitting there, managing to get a lot of damage in on the squads. The Storm Pioneers are taking a lot of damage as they're getting the repairs, and down goes the Storm Pioneer squad. The Kubel wagon also getting some fire on it, but it is probably going to make it out of there. Officer taking possession of the house, going to be providing some support fire and distraction. The Kubel wagon engaging its suppressive fire, managing to get another burst off on the rifle squad. Rifle squad gets suppressed, but the Kubel wagon is forced to back off, but not after it gets Veterancy 2. So that Kubel wagon is putting in some work. Veterancy 2. Battle-hardened crews operate the vehicle with greater efficiency, significantly increasing mobility. So it's going to be harder to catch it, but there you go. Whoa, ho, ho. Very interesting decision here by Once Over. So he decides to go for the Mechanized Regiment headquarters to have a repair station out on the field, which he is currently using on the Kubel wagon. And then he goes straight for the Schwer Panzer headquarters, which is essentially tier 3. It's this one over here. And that gives him a flak gun, which it's currently in the center of the map. So he's going to have a very strong defensible position up front.
The static post is now in operation.
Volkskren getting their Shrek off. The anti-air half-track pushing forward, making a bit of a mistake there. It is most of the time, I mean, pretty much all the time, better to use it in reverse so that it actually has its gun pointing forward. But there you go. Kubel wagon again getting a lot of work done, catches the lieutenant out of position and forces it away. We also have a officer behind the lines going to decap positions, and a lot of squats back and forth. But yeah, oh, excuse me, wow. Again, the ambulance not being brought into the lines a little bit forward, just being utilized as heal for mass troops back at base for now. Rifle squads do get themselves the LMG, as we see that Clan Tag has gone for the infantry company. And we have sporadic engagements back and forth all over the place. But we also now have a Panzer II, the light tank, Luch light tank. Flak gun getting some nice, well, actually not really, it's actually hitting right there. What the hell is it doing? Right there. But it is getting suppression off as combined with the Kubel wagon. And then comes the light tank doing a lot of work there. Look at that, those shots fly. Infantry moving out of the way, but it is pretty good. It says Panzer II light tank uses its rapid firing 2-centimeter autocannon to decimate infantry and other light targets while having the mobility to recon and get away from heavier foes. Pretty nice looking tank. We don't see it a lot, but it does a lot of work. It's like a super powered T-70. Has the ability to hold fire and cautious movement. Oh, interesting. I'm not exactly sure what that means. I mean, it says allowing it to maneuver without being detected at medium distances. So, I mean, if you have line of sight on it, you're not going to see it. Is it a cloak? I don't know. Officer and Volks Grenadiers down south engaging. We have the Volks Grenadiers with their officer nearby, so they are inspired. Now, That is exactly what I was gonna ask. I don't know if it has to be the squad or the officer, but yeah, the officer, the unit itself, he died, and both squads were instantly forced to retreat. So that answers that. Flag half track trying to do what it can against that Panzer II, manages to inflict a decent amount of damage to it. But the Panzer II is not a light vehicle, so it will be able to provide that. Rifle squad taking a lot of damage as the Panzer II is right in front of it. More shots just flying at a distance. Getting some more kills. And the rifles will be forced to retreat. They could potentially throw a rifle nade at the Panzer II, but they are going to be taking a lot of damage, and away they go. Up in the north, Echelon squad moving around. Fusilier squad being utilized. They have the ability to throw grenades, anti-tank rifle grenade, and flare at Veteran C1. Also getting G43s if they decide to upgrade. But for now, they're just, a squad out there.
The command vehicle has gone static. HQ operations now underway.
So the battle group headquarters has been brought into the field. Again, I don't think, well, actually, no, actually I'm right. I don't think it's being brought into the field for anything other than the medic ability, because his troops are a little bit battered, so he's going to utilize them to heal. The Panzer II backed off, got repaired there by the HQ, and we have a Raketenwerfer inside the church. That is awesome that you can actually put that gun inside. Can we go see it inside? Where are you? Where is it? Oh, it's over here. Looking in the wrong direction. Way to go. Anyways, so engagement in the center. Rifle squad does manage to throw off a rifle grenade at that Panzer II. The Panzer II does suffer a damaged engine. It is simple engine damage, so the Panzer II should be able to make it out of there. The Flak Panzer moves in. The Flak half-track moves in, engaging the Panzer II, doing a decent amount of damage. A lot of damage, in fact. Look at that Panzer. It's almost about to die. But it pops its ability to move, so it is a cloak. It is a mobile cloak. But it will get revealed at near territories. At a medium distance, so that's kind of nice. Pops it out, move it out of the way, get it covered, and probably going to get repaired here. Yeah, there we go. So very nice utilization of his buildings for once over. The Raketenwerfer in the house, trying to hold out as much as it can, getting some shots off from its gun on the infantry, but not able to do too much. The Flak half-track up in the north gets the Fusiliers, forces them off, and away they go. Kubelwagen brought into the mix, gets rifle-naded there by the rifles. But it will continue in the fight, get suppression effects off on those riflemen, and try to force them off the point. The Flak half-track is being moved into the zone. And my headphones for some reason... Oh, there you go. My sound cut off for a second. And the Kubelwagen unfortunately goes down. It did do a very heroic effort during this engagement. It lived for 13 minutes, which is pretty impressive to say the least. And it did quite a bit, but unfortunately it is now gone. We also see that a infantry support gun is on the field for once over. And his troops are now moving out. Panzer II catching the lieutenant down south. Gonna run straight into the rifle squad. The rifle squad will not be throwing a rifle grenade, as there are not enough munitions for Clan Tag to be able to do that. Moves out of the way. The Panzer II will pop back in and try to move it out of the way, saying, you know what? You guys die. Ooh, down to 2 men. A lot of damage going in on that Panzer II. Only Veteran C1, however, but it does have 11 kills and about to break Veteran C2. Officer up in the north did not get its last reinforcement. That is actually an officer-less squad. You can see it right there. So this squad is not really going to be doing too much. I wonder what the values are on the members of that squad. Are they like grenadiers? They look like grenadiers, kinda. Flak half-track down south once again, defending as the captain is now on the field for Clan Tag. Clan Tag will be able to commission anti-tank guns if he wants to. He'll be able to get the steward, if he also desires, but we'll see. Infantry support gun getting some shots off on the captain managing to dodge that. The bazooka is getting shots off on the Panzer Grenadiers, on the Volksgrenadiers, sorry. Volksgrenadiers with a Shrek. So the Panzer II moves in, and now with Veteran C2, it gets more accuracy on the main gun and increases the rate of fire, so making it just that much more powerful. Panzer II moves into the center. AT gun now on the field for Klantag, as we expected. He also gets himself a steward. AT gun unable to get a shot off on that Panzer II. The Panzer II will back off to get some repairs. Infantry support gun getting some shots off through the hedge. Not hitting anything too effectively, but there we go. And a Volksgren squad is forced to retreat as LMG equipped rifle squads and bars on the lieutenant force them away. A lot of troops in the center now for Klantag. Klantag building up his troops quite significantly, also getting himself a steward now on the field. So the combination of a flak half-track and a steward will provide him with a lot of anti-infantry capabilities. And we see that Obersoldaten are now being built by Once Over to try and stop the sheer amount of US infantry. The officer troops on top with no officers, just retreating as they are getting engaged. Panzer II brought into the mix, getting some shots off on the 50 cal machine gun. 50 cal machine gun managing to just dodge pretty much all the shots there from the Panzer II. Panzer II now getting shot by the AT gun. Steward being brought into the mix. The Steward rushes into the zone, trying to get right on top of the Panzer II, but the Panzer II moves out of the way and stays alive up in the far north. The Fusilier squad is running into the captain, but a Steward gets in front of it and they force the retreat, and away they go. Infantry support gun getting some shots off on the AT gun. The AT gun will be moving out of the way, trying not to get shot. And we have another 50 cal machine gun getting produced by Klantag.
Our resource sector has been cut off from our supply chain.
Volksgrenadier squad popping into the church, supporting the Panzer II once again. AT gun getting a little bit flanked there by the Panzer II. The Steward moves in to try to engage the Panzer II. The Shrek inside the church manages to get a nice shot off there on that Steward. Steward is forced to back off on the engagement. Down south, rifle squads are trying to decap the point. Oh, they actually get pinned immediately as they were trying to cap the point, denying them the decap and cutting off the fuel. Second rifle squad, it will be moving into the zone, but again, with the flak gun on top of that building, they will be able to be stopped. However, they may actually be able to stop the... they may be able to decap it. They do. They get the decap, getting themselves suppressed and probably pinned down here. Oh, a nasty shot there from the flak gun. Down to 3 men on that rifle squad. The rifle squad needs to get the hell out of there, and it does. Oh my god! We see a barrage right on top of the infantry support gun, taking it out completely. And, well, not completely. Taking out the crew. The weapon is still there. Back in the Warfare also still on the field, and we also have the headquarters, the Chouette headquarters, still alive with a decent amount of health, so it will be just fine. Panzer II backs off, gets again repaired. Very nice having that repair crew right outside the base, as it gets very easy access. So very nice utilization by Once Over. I like that. So we see that Klantag is just building up his troops. He brings his ambulance up to the top, or up to the front, getting his troops reinforced and healed up in the front. 250 cal machine guns just covering the center as the points up in the north and south have been taken. Currently a triple cap against Once Over. Once Over just bleeding points 362 to 337 currently, so he's still in the lead, but that lead will be falling very quickly as the triple cap continues to go on. Currently we do see some troops moving up to the north. Once again, that is the officer. Should be able to get decap on that northern point, slowing the bleed for a little bit, but he will be put under the victory point count for Klantag. Fusilier squad down south running into the Steward. The Steward just retreats and gets the hell out of there. As the infantry support gun and the rocket warfare were getting some shots off on it, but it missed, so they're fine. Storm Pioneer Squad being brought up is going to get some repairs going on that headquarters. Doesn't want to lose that building by any means. And looks to me like Once Over may actually be holding out for a King Tiger. Oh, Panzer II pushes up, gets some damage off on the AT gun, but it gets shot back in return. Retreating back to get some repairs, and it now has a Veteran C3, which gives him navigating battlefield with ease and have increased awareness of their surroundings. So sight range and more maneuverability and such, I suppose. Probably more speed into as well. Volkswagen squad up in the north, just getting shot down there by those rifles very quickly, and the steward. The officer is up in the far north corner, retreats as soon as it decaps that point, as it knows that there is a steward moving in its direction, and it can't hope to stand against it, so away it goes. Infantry support gun still getting some shots off onto the enemy troops, getting that 50 cal machine gun, getting some kills on it. Oh my god, wow! That actually destroyed the 50 cal machine gun, so that is one less unit to deal with. That is unfortunate. Always remember, repair your weapon teams, because otherwise you're going to lose them very quickly like that. So, wow, that 50 cal machine gun went down very quickly. I suppose, you know, the Panzer II has done a lot of damage to it and such. AT gun, once again, in very nice position, able to get damage in on that Panzer II. We also have a second AT gun down south, so pushing straight into the center, not the best idea just yet. But he does have the ability to use some assault artillery, which is pretty impressive. Steward, moving down south, getting caught by the flak gun of the headquarters. Kills itself, essentially. Maybe it was trying to take down the flak panzer, but we now see, again, another artillery barrage right on top of the headquarters. I do not believe it will take it down. The infantry support gun also needs to get the hell out of there. And it does. Oh, a lot of damage goes down on that Panzer headquarters, but it stays alive, so that is very good for Once Over. He also has Storm Pioneer Squad somewhere. Back here, there you go. Needs to move it up to get some repairs, or he will lose that building. Resource-wise, he is pretty much about to be able to get a King Tiger, and considering the amount of resources that he has, I'm thinking he will not. I mean, that is exactly what he's waiting for. He also needs 26, that's more than enough. So yeah, I would expect that to get triggered at some point. At some point now. Bit of a slow game here. We have a lot of standoffishness going on. Down south, Fusiliers decapping the victory point to stop the bleed. Bleed is at 226 right now for Once Over. Veterancy for Fusiliers, 1, they get flare. At 2, they improve grenade and flare range in addition to weapon accuracy. Very nice. And yeah, there we go. King Tiger is getting produced. Excellent armor and even better gun. The King Tiger can tackle any foe on the battlefield. So with the King Tiger and perhaps the ability to throw a barrage, although he does need more munitions, he can probably very easily break this line. There's a lot of concentration of troops here, so one barrage would be amazing. Rifle squads, lieutenant, and rear echelon squad, and the captain pushing up to the north. They are running into the Panzer II. The Panzer II will not be able to stop them by itself. It needs a little bit of support. It does have support in the way of an Obersoldaten squad. And we see that these squads here, the lieutenant and the rifle squad, did get suppressed. And the entirety of the assaulting troops are forced to retreat. The Panzer II did take a lot of damage. Needs to head back to get some repairs. And the headquarters is still getting repaired by the Storm Pioneers, so they will get it back in working order there. Sherman tank now on the field for Klantag, as he does get himself that major. The major is over here and has a retreat point set, so that's why he retreated, because it's not too big of a deal. He just retreats a short distance, so he can head back out immediately. Sherman tank can switch between high explosive and armor piercing rounds. High explosive shots will be doing a lot of damage, or more damage to infantry. You can see there the explosion, so the infantry needs to retreat because it'll die to the high explosive shots. Volksgrenadier squad inside the house getting some heals going. Squad will slowly heal their wounds while out of combat, so that's very nice to have on a Volksgren squad. Storm Pioneer squad catching units out of position and getting a lot of damage off on that AT gun. The AT gun may actually fall. The captain is nearby for support, but it's not moving to engage, and the rest of the troops did move up to the north. Storm Pioneers do not manage to decrew the AT gun before the AT gun gets there. But the King Tiger is now on the field. The King Tiger also has its gunner on top, and it's just breaking through the hedges, heading straight up there. Has the support of a Panzer II to be able to deal with any infantry nearby. And the King Tiger will be taking down anything on the field. There it goes, getting a lot of damage off on that AT gun. The AT gun does manage to, well, the King Tiger manages to break a line of sight by itself with that AT gun. The AT gun turning down south, going to be having the Panzer II on its line of sight. Panzer II taking a shot directly in the frontal armor, now veteran C4, but it's still in the line of sight of that AT gun. Manages to break side with the wreckage of that truck. Shot flies. The Panzer II is going to be falling here as the AT gun keeps getting repaired, or, well, reinforced. And the Panzer II goes down, quite unfortunately. Very veteran, very effective, but there you go. King Tiger still pushing forward. The AT gun is out of position. It's looking in the wrong direction. The King Tiger right in front of it. The King Tiger unable to take it out completely, but it is still doing a lot of damage and bleeding its manpower. Manpower still decently enough here for clan tag, but there you go. Volksgren squad up top, trying to stop the onslaught of infantry as they capture territory. Once again, we have a triple cap against Once Over, but Once Over does have a King Tiger, which is currently moving up to the north. AT guns managing to get some damage on the side of the King Tiger, inflicting a decent amount of damage. Oh my God, one shot goes off and eliminates the captain with his entire crew. Look at that. The captain is just trying to crawl, give his last orders, and the guy over here was saying, well, sucks to be you, Captain. Back in the warfare, retreating. King Tiger pulling back, getting some repairs as it wants to be at full strength. And we have the Sherman on the field. Assault artillery getting called right on top of all the infantry in the retreat point. Manages to nail the AT gun. Oh my, oh, Jesus. Holy shit. That was a lot of deaths. The Major is still on the field, so they at least have some leadership. The ambulance made it out, so that's nice. Somewhere around here. Ah, there it is. But the King Tiger is now pushing forward. A rear echelon squad is all that stands in its way. The King Tiger seems to be a little bit stuck here with the AT gun, it seems. Needs to be able to either take that AT gun or destroy it. The AT gun down south did get removed, and we now see that a lot of troops are moving down for Once Over to recapture territory. Up in the north, Volksgren squad actually engaging that Sherman. The Sherman has taken a lot of damage. Volksgren squad does have a Shrek and veteran C5. Increases their survivability, increases the accuracy on their weapons and field awareness, so that Sherman is a lot of trouble. And the King Tiger backs off and may actually go Sherman hunting, so we'll see what happens here. Fusiliers moving into the center, so the triple cap is now ended, and actually a triple cap will be affected by Once Over against his opponent, who is currently at 299. Fusiliers recapturing the point. Rakuten Warfare squad being moved up to the north to also capture territory. And we have the Sherman just moving back down south. The ambulance back to full strength. The 50 cal machine gun still in working order. The Major trying to salvage what he can from his troops. We see a tank destroyer getting called into the field to try to deal with the biggest threat that is the King Tiger, as the crew of the Sherman just pop out and start getting repairs going. The rear echelon squad also assisting, as they are quite knowledgeable when it comes to tanks, so they can tell you when you can change the headlight fluid. And the King Tiger pops into the base, takes a shot at one of the buildings, it looked like, but But he gets shot by the tank destroyer and decides, you know what, I'm just gonna pull back.
We have secured the target. Standing by for orders. Enemy is alerted to our presence. Prepare for counter-strike.
Rifle squads getting produced. Brand new squads. Moving out onto the field to try to capture territory. Fusiliers being supported by their officer. The officer does also have a bar rifle, it looks like.
No enemy contact. Contact! Infantry assaulting!
I can't tell what that is. Is that the LMG? It looks like it's the US MG. I may be wrong. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the Browning. That's kind of cool. So they got one of those as a gift. Pushing to the center, Major leading the charge. Major actually has veterancy 3, as it has acquired veterancy from established squads. It does get some benefits, so we'll see if we can actually pinpoint what that is. LMGs and G43s inflicting a lot of damage there on the rifle squads. The rifle squads focusing right now on the Fusiliers. The Fusiliers managing to inflict a lot of damage with the support of their officer there. And away go the rifle squads. Center map, the Sherman trying to lead the charge. We still have the King Tiger on the field. King Tiger getting some repairs, just getting a little bit of scratches there on his hull, buffed out and repainted. And we now have a Stuka on the field for once over. Stuka barrage goes off. And it is going to hit right in front of... Where? Oh my god, that is the worst place for it to shoot. I mean, as far as clan tag things. Right in front of the base, and it nails the squad, dealing some damage there, but doesn't actually kill too much. Still, I mean, did get 6 kills in that one barrage, so it's pretty impactful. King Tiger down south, catches the rear echelon squad as it's capturing. The rear echelon squad dies as it just stands in front of the King Tiger, which is usually not going to work. The crew pops out to try to control territory, but it realizes that a King Tiger is breathing up its ass and just gets the hell out of there. Center map, the 50 cal machine gun trying to go for the decap. The Tiger, King Tiger, moving in. Gonna get a shot off on the 50 cal. Misses completely, but 50 cal retreats. Gets the hell out of there. We have the Sherman moving down south as the tank destroyers up in the front. Rifle squad's moving down south. The Sherman gets right in the ass of that King Tiger. Trying to do as much as it can with its weapon, but not really getting a lot of damage in there. Infantry support guns, it looks like we're getting some damage in there. Sherman just gets wrecked. Down to a sliver of health. Manages to inflict about 10% damage on that King Tiger. Once over. And, well, the tank destroyer not managing to penetrate that frontal armor very effectively. Another assault artillery barrage getting brought down on top of everything. Forcing all the squads to retreat. Also getting some slight damage there on the tank destroyer. But away everything goes. And then there will be a smoke screen that will be dropped. There you go. Which will allow once over to just push forward with all his troops and get himself up there. Not a lot of troops left on the field for Clan Tag. He actually pops his medics out of desperation out of the ambulance to use them to recapture territory as he needs to get out of there, but with the King Tiger just breathing down his neck right on top of him, he really can't afford to do much. The rifle squads also can't do much against him. He could get rifle-nated by one of them, but that's about it. Stuka barrage right on top of the rifle squad. Throws it where nobody is really. Does manage to hit the 50 cal machine gun. Well, that's about it. The infantry support gun getting some shots off there. May actually nail the rifle squads, but at this point, there's really not much left that Clan Tag can do. He needs a lot of anti-tank firepower to be able to deal with that King Tiger, and he needs it in the form of AT guns really, because the tanks are going to get shoot up, and his AT guns have been destroyed and are currently out on the field just as wreckage that I believe the Storm Pioneers could actually salvage. So there you go. Over to Soldaten, duking it out with the rifle squad. It will take damage as those LMGs are on the field, but I believe the Obersoldaten should win the engagement. Pretty sure. Oh, that was a very nice shot there by the infantry support gun. Nails the squad on a retreat and kills it completely. That is unfortunate. The tank destroyer trying to get some shots off on the Obersoldaten. 50 cal machine gun brought in. Doesn't stop them from decapping, however. Now we have the officer camping down south as a rifle squad goes for the victory point, trying to stop the bleed. Victory point's now down to 37 for Clan Tag. I believe he will be drained to 0. Don't think he's going to be calling it quits at any point, even though he is in a no-win situation that I can see. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looks very grim. Nice grenade goes off there by the Volk Grenadiers, killing the 50 cal machine gun squad and pushing forward. It is a veteran C5 squad, so it knows what it's doing. It's been around the block a couple times, and it's not afraid to get down and dirty. Throws a Shrek off on that tank destroyer. Nails it. GG, well played by Clantag. GG says once over. And Clantag decides to stop now and not wait until those 23 points bleed. So very nice. Very nice. And it's nice to see the King Tiger in play, even though it didn't have a lot of time to shine against, say, other tanks and such. But it does have a floating tree on top of it, so that is part of the secret weapons of World War II. And, looks pretty cool. There you go. I'll leave you with that image. Hope you guys enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.